What's going on, everyone? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in this motherfucker.
What's happening? How y'all doing?
What's going on, Miss Pooh? Rise up in this thing, straight up in this thing. Moan, Ross, Heavenlies, Smart Ass, the Gas, the Official. That's Auntie. Auntie was up in this thing. Okay, Miss Parker. What's going
What's
on,
up?
y'all?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen,
What's going on, Mad Dog?
I don't know
Did
if
y'all
y'all
get
have.
a chance? Go ahead, fine. My bad.
I don't know if y'all have seen the movie Blink twice, okay? But if you have not seen it and you want to see it, just know there are going to be spoilers in this video.
It's five, y'all, not me. You know what I'm saying? She definitely about to spoil the whole thing for y'all. Just in case you haven't seen it. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I took notes. Okay. So now, um, we're gonna get through the notes and then we're going to talk a little about the connection that it has to these current events. Okay, we're not just going to talk about the movie. We're going to go into the symbolisms and everything. All right, and shout out to mine for those cheers. Thank
Let's
you
go,
so
man.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Matter of fact, sis, if you want to say something real quick, let me upload something to thank her property.
Okay. Um, Not only are we gonna talk about some of us, we gonna go down a rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying, and talk about the Epstein files, you know what I'm saying? Because it definitely this movie had a ring to the Epstein files. Some of the same similar events took place in this movie that definitely took place on that island, you know. So we definitely wanted to talk about it. I definitely want to get everybody viewpoint. So after we go over the movie, we definitely will be dropping the link. So everybody who wants to pop up can pop up, and we can jump down a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? Face first. I want to discuss everything down to Jay Z. Whatever y'all want to do, I'm down. So that's definitely on the agenda. I got some good videos. Me and Five got some good videos saved up. We got some good commentary going on today. Shout out to Mon, to everybody that's definitely sending them. What are they called again? Five.
Them cheers.
Oh, those cheers. Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you. Yes, man. What's going down? Yes, the truth has been definitely in our face the whole time. They always put them in movies, and people that seem to act like they don't uh think that they real. That's like with the AI stuff. Everybody don't think the AI stuff be real until some shit happen, and then everybody's looking crazy. So we're gonna get into all that. What's up, Angel? Uh, Prize up in this thing. What's going down? Let's go,
Yes,
smart
yes,
ass, with them
yes.
cheers.
And I said I would thank y'all, properly. So, mine sent some cheers. Smart ass sent some cheers. Let me thank y'all. Let me thank y'all.
Thank you, thank you. I wanna thank you. You didn't have to, but you did. And I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I wanna thank you. You.
Shout out to Lottie Dottie
Let's
with them
go.
cheers as well. Thank y'all.
No, I can't get cheers yet. We're gonna take y'all over to my Twitch in a little bit because we need to get the Twitch popping, y'all, so that
Yes.
I can get cheers over there. Right now, the only thing I can get is cash apps. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because the YouTube not even monetized yet.
Mm-hmm. And the Cash App is on the screen. You see it.
And I definitely would love if you hit the like button. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. Now, we are going to get started. I took some notes, baby. Like I took some good notes. Okay. Now, we are
Let's
going
go flip mode. My bad.
we are talking about oh shit. Thank you, Flip, for them cheers. We are talking about Blink Twice, and again, if you have not seen it, there will be spoilers. Okay, so the movie starts out with these two roommates. You can see that they work in a low paying job. They're struggling for money. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Um, they go to this party. They are the staff at the party. They are not invited. But the one girl, she bought two dresses. She thank you again for them cheers, ma. She bought two dresses. Okay. She surprised her friend and she's what I mean, basically they snuck into the party as guests. Okay. Now there's a significance with the colors in this video. All right. Um, she asked her friend red or blue. Her friend chose the blue dress. She wore the red dress. Okay. I want y'all to keep that in mind as we go. Her friend wore the blue dress. She wore the red dress. Mine is showing out down there. Thank you.
Let's go, mine.
Okay. So, we have after they, change their clothes, get to the party, right? The woman sees this man who is rich, powerful, okay? And she has a crush on him. Thank you, Flip. She has a crush on him. And she tries to get close to him. They start walking towards him. His security says, ma'am, this is a VIP area. They have to walk away, right? The party
Mm-hmm.
goes on. She gets her confidence up, okay? And mine is not being outdone down there. Thank you. And so she gets her confidence up, child. She starts strutting over to him and her heel breaks. As she gets to him, her heel breaks, right? So she starts stumbling and the man that she has a crush on catches her. Almost as if he knew she was going to fall because how all of a sudden you just right there. Okay? So we have them getting to know each other at the party. They're talking to each other. And his assistant says, we gotta go. He's going to his island. He has an island. Okay. This rich, powerful man has an island. Him and his friends are going to this island. They have to go, they have to leave the party. Now the plane is leaving. So you can tell that he doesn't want to leave her. He's staring into her eyes. He's you know what I mean, like he don't want to get up, he don't want to go, you know what I mean? So he runs off and then he runs back. He was like real nervous. This is gonna sound crazy, but do y'all want to come with me? Right? This is when it starts. This is when the bullshit starts. So they're like, yeah. They hop on the plane. They get to the island. They get out the car. They're looking around. Everything is good. They have their own little bungalows right next to each other. In this bungalow, because they didn't bring luggage, they left right from the party. They didn't know they were going to the island. In this bungalow, there are clothes that fit them, clothes their size that fit them. Okay. Um, these clothes are all white, and everybody, all the women are wearing the same thing, all the men are wearing the same thing, indicative of a cult, right? But we're gonna get to that. So she finds this red lipstick in the drawer and it has hair in it. She's like, ew. She throws it in trash. But the um the cleaning lady, she comes in the room and she goes, "Oh, red bunny, red bunny." That's all she kept saying to her. Red bunny, red bunny. That has significance later. And then she gets to uh she gets outside. She sees that same woman holding up this yellow snake, and the guy tells her that they have a pest problem and they have to, get rid of the snakes. So that's what that woman does outside. She gets rid of the snakes. Okay. Now, our main character, she she keeps staring at this woman. Like there's something about this woman. Like she's not creeped out about her. She doesn't think she's like stranger, but there's something about this woman. She keeps staring at her, right? So they get to dinner. All right, they have a good time. Everybody's partying and everything, right? And so here's what it is. The now, okay, wealth as a celebrity, right? Influence replacing accountability. Okay, charm as a screening mechanism, which is what he did to her. He, went up, flirted with her. He don't know her from Adam at this point. So now there's an entry into a false upper realm, which is power, right? It's disguised as benevolence. Now, here's where we get to the comparison, right? This, and again, this, y'all can see the disclaimer scrolling across the scene. Okay. Scrolling across the screen at the bottom, this content is a symbolic analysis of a fictional film discussed through widely known cultural themes for media literacy. No claims are being made about real people or events. We are just making commentary about our thoughts. These are our thoughts only. These are not fact. These are not proven things. These are our opinions. Okay. Now, discussions often note that elite social spaces function as trust shields. Status discourages scrutiny association with philanthropy or influence creates assumed moral immunity. Okay. The island. Okay. It is a comparison to the Epstein Island. Now, for the movie purposes, they could not put, young people on there, so they made everybody adults. Okay. But it is a comparison to, in my opinion, Epstein and his island.
Mm-hmm.
He charmed people. Okay. He made people think that he was just this wonderful person, wonderful rich person, just wanted everybody to have a good time. Okay. There were secrets on that island. Okay. And you can tell because when they first get there, there's a woman with this red bag. And I'm going to keep mentioning colors. There's a woman with this red bag and she collects everyone's phones. Okay. Now our main character's best friend who was there, she was kind of hesitant about giving up her phone, but she did it anyway. He said, and he looked at her. He looked at her and very calmly said, with a smile on his face, "You don't have to do anything you don't want to do." And that right there, when she trusted him after he said that, that was her mistake. Okay. Now this is a structural parallel, not an accusation. All right. Now, The colors, the main colors in this movie. Okay. Two of the main colors were white and yellow. Okay. Her best friend had this yellow lighter that everybody kept passing around. It was the only lighter there. She kept looking for her lighter. Every time she was trying to find her lighter, somebody else had it. And they were passing around this yellow lighter. I said before, everybody was wearing white. All of the outfits were white. All the men's outfits were the same. All the women's white outfits were the same, but they all wore white. Nobody wore any other color but white, except for the staff. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention at the party, this professional, this, I think he was a psychiatrist. She met him, the guy, her crush introduced her to the psychiatrist, and she jokingly said, well, blink twice if I'm in trouble. And he did. He started blinking twice, and then the guy who she had the crush on, the quote unquote, in my opinion, Epstein character, he covered the guy's eyes jokingly. He did it jokingly, but he was serious. Okay. Now these other colors, the white and yellow, right? The symbolism in the white and yellow is white is purity as branding. Okay. So as with all cult leaders, they want you to think that they're pure, they're just so good and holy and all of that, right? Yellow represents optimism and excitement. As I said before, these two women were financially unstable, and they get invited to this island with these rich people, and they think they made it. That is their optimism and excitement. Okay. The metaphysical meaning of that is sanitation of risk exposure, dulling intuition. Okay. Basically dulling intuition. You are down on your luck. You live in paycheck to paycheck. You're behind on your rent. And then all of a sudden, this rich man, your rich crush, invites you to his island. And yeah, you go and jump. Okay. You're not paying attention to any signs. Okay. You just jump right in. This man don't know you from Adam. Why would he invite you to his island? But you're not paying attention to that. Now, the parallel is narratives frequently describe luxury and professionalism, masking exploitative systems. Clean aesthetics reduce perceived threat. Nothing bad happens here. Psychology. So, like I said, they were thinking that they were in this paradise, which it was made to look like. It was made to look like a paradise. And she trusted that. Her best friend, on the other hand, didn't. She was a little leery. She was like, something about this place. Because at first her best friend was all for it. But then, she started getting a little suspicious. She was like, something about this place is not right. And then, okay. So before we go on to the second part, did you want to add anything?
No, you good. I definitely I want to get into the in it.
Okay. So the invitation. Okay. And I probably skipped ahead a little bit, but the invitation. All right. The invitation to the island. Okay. Voluntary participation, because like I said, he looked at her best friend. He said, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, when she was hesitant about giving up her phone. And after she gave up her phone after that, then that was her own voluntary thing. He asked them, oh, well, hey, you guys want to come with us? They jumped right on the plane. They were not taken against their will. Okay. Shout out to Ms. Pooh Bear for them cheers. It
Let's go, Miss
also,
Pooh Bear. What's up, CB?
what's up, CB? It also represents opportunity framed as reward. Okay. Now, when they say opportunity framed as reward, like I said, I keep going back. These women were down on their luck. These are who these people prey on because these people they 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 want to live good. You know, you down on your luck. You see a rich person, they invite you to their island, or they give you an opportunity. You know, a lot of people are going to jump at it. Okay. She was bold enough to walk up to him, you know what I mean, and get to know him and talk to him. And this was her quote unquote reward. All right. The metaphysical part of that is consent without full information, crossing a boundary into a closed system. Okay. When they said yeah and they got on that plane, they didn't know what they were headed for. When they said when they gave up their phones, they didn't know what they were headed for. Okay. They just they hopped on the plane. They saw they were having a good time. There was clothes laid out for them. Like I said, clothes laid out just for them in their size. They did not think twice
Mm-hmm.
about how the hell this man knew their size because those clothes were already in the drawers and in the closets. How do you have clothes your exact size in them drawers and closets, right? You you and your best friend came unexpectedly. How are your rooms right next to each other? Okay. A lot of shit they overlooked. Um, this island, the boundary into a closed system part, this island is exclusive. Not everybody gets invited to this island. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody coming in. Shout out, shout out, shout out. I see y'all. Hello. Now, the parallel to what's been going on, the E person, let's just call him the E person, just for YouTube purposes and Twitch purposes. We're going to call him E Man. Okay. His name is E Man from the rest of this video. The parallel to E Man is the public reporting has been described travel invitations framed as exclusive opportunities, power imbalance makes refusal socially costly. The appearance of choice within unequal dynamics. A Flip, thank you so much for that copyright disclaimer. But for this video, we're not using any part of the movie, so it is not needed. Really, the only disclaimer we need is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. But thank you, and I appreciate you for looking out for us. So it yeah, so we're right now it's hold on, let me get back to that part. Let me get back to that part. Yes. Okay. Consent without full information, crossing a boundary into a closed system. Okay. Um, like I said, they didn't know what they were getting into. They thought they were going to a paradise. They thought that this was an opportunity for them. They had no idea what they were walking into. Okay. Again, this is exclusive. Not everybody gets invited here, right? Um, the reporting has been described travel invitations framed as exclusive opportunities. Like we just said, not everybody gets invited to these places, and it is for a reason. They trust me, they vet these people before they invite them. Power imbalance makes refusal socially costly. Okay. Now, the best friend She had some questions, right? But she came to our main character with them. She didn't say them out loud, and the main character was just kind of going with the flow because she didn't want to disrupt anything because she knew these were some powerful people. She didn't want to cause any ripples in the water. You know what I mean? The appearance of choice within unequal dynamics. Like I said, these women were down, on their luck. They were financially struggling. They were around these rich people. They didn't want to cause a ruckus. Okay. Um, the arrival and isolation. The film symbolism is geographic separation, control of movements and resources. Okay. They're not on the mainland anymore. They're not where they can just call an Uber and get away. They can't, what I mean, run out and run down the street and knock on somebody's door. They are on an exclusive island. Okay. That is the geographic separation. The control of movement and resources is, again, hey, give up your phones. Now, he said you don't have to, but you look around, you see all these rich people giving up their phones, and you don't want to cause ripples. You don't want to be the only one who don't give up your phone. You don't want to cause a problem. So you drop your phone in that red bag too. Okay. The metaphysical meaning is pocket reality, removal from normal oversights. There is nobody else that is going to be there to tell you, look, girl, you in danger. You are isolated with these people. They are all doing the exact same thing. There's nobody speaking. Like, the best friend was there and she was, voicing something isn't right, but there was nobody there to tell her that she's right. Okay. The E-Man parallel is that islands in public disclosure symbolize isolation, jurisdictional ambiguity, reduced visibility. Separation from support systems increases vulnerability. Okay. So the islands in, the isolation, they're on an island, an exclusive island. The jurisdictional ambiguity is, again, like I said, everything that I just went over. They are not where other normal people are. Reduced visibility. Nobody knows exactly. Nobody knows where they are. Nobody even knows that they went to this island, except the two of them and everybody who's there with them. They didn't tell their family. They didn't tell their friends. Separation from support systems increases vulnerability. There's nobody that they can call. They can't email nobody. They can't DM nobody. Their phones are gone. Now, there is an abundance of green within this video because, again, they're on an island. It is beautiful. It is lush. The grass, the trees, the bushes, all of that is beautiful out there. And you see it throughout the movie. It sticks out. Okay. The film symbolism, lush surroundings, resource, and abundance, like I just said. The metaphysical meaning, life force extraction, nature turned into accomplice. That part is very important. The nature turned into accomplice is very important, okay? Because later in the movie, you will see how those snakes that I mentioned earlier, the snakes are also part of nature. The snake bit the best friend. Okay. The woman who was going around, offing the snakes, she was collecting the snake venom. which our main character later drunk and remembered everything. And we're going to come back to that. Also, nature is where they were able to, or nature is where the two women at the end were able to hide, basically. And, well, one of them survived. But nature, they were able to take cover in nature, the green. Okay. The E-Man parallel is media discussions often note that a contrast between paradise settings and harmful conduct, beauty, functioning as disarming camouflage. Okay. Now we're getting to part 3. Anything you want to say? Okay. Just stop me at any time when you're ready. Part 3 is ritualized accomplice. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm looking at these notes. Act 3 is the ritualized accomplice. Okay. The champagne with the raspberries. Noted. Remember I said red was also a dominant color in this movie. Okay. The raspberries, they were red. Every time they drank champagne, a raspberry was dropped in the champagne. Okay. The symbolism in the film was luxury, ritual, pleasure mixed with unease. Okay. Because raspberries themselves are not harmful. Okay. Champagne is good. But why are you putting a raspberry in every champagne glass that I drink? And why are you serving me so much champagne with these raspberries in it in the first place? The metaphysical meaning, consumption as a symbolic consent. Of course, we're going to drink it up. You know what I mean? We're going to have fun. We're partying. We're on this island. We are carefree. Okay. It is blood-like, imaginary in celebration. Now, here's where I might piss a little, you know what I mean? I might piss some people off with this one, okay? Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. They were drinking, that red was in the fluid that they were drinking, right? As if a sacrifice. The E-Man parallel. Public conversations frequently reference alcohol, parties, normalized excess, pleasure, environments, reducing boundaries, and vigilance. Okay. They basically kept them drunk and high. Okay. There was a lot of champagne. There wasn't a lot there. Notice I didn't say alcohol. They didn't have anything else to drink. They didn't serve them water. They didn't serve them juice. They didn't serve them tea, lemonade, coffee, none of that. It was always the champagne with the raspberry in it. Okay. And they had an endless amount of weed. All right. Excess alcohol, food, and entertainment. They were always getting high. They always had something to eat, something to drink. Okay. They were, you know what I mean? The film symbolism is constant stimulation, reduced awareness. Basically, when you keep somebody high and drunk and occupied, they're not going to notice too much of what's going on in the background. Okay. There was one part where she spilled something red on her dress and it stained, right? And they also had these little drops of something that you put on your tongue that kept you high too. but she spilled something red on her dress, right? And all night she was, looking at that red spot. It bothered her. But when she woke up in the morning, that red spot wasn't there no more. Okay. One of the other people on the island had a bruise on her arm. And that person that had the bruise on their arm, she was in one of them survivor shows. And, she was climbing trees and everything all on the island. And they said that she bumped her arm coming down from the tree, but she knew she didn't bump her arm coming down from the tree. She didn't know where she got that damn bruise on her arm. Okay. So we're going to come back to that too. So, but I say that because it goes with the constant stimulation and the reduced awareness. Metaphysical meaning is intuition, suppression, dependency, and creation. Okay. The E-Man parallel is overstimulation is commonly cited in survivor-centered discussions as a boundary blurring tactic. Exhaustion and indulgence impair resistance. Basically, when you are drunk, you're high, you're sleepy, you tend to do things that you wouldn't normally do voluntarily. Okay. The next part 4, identity suppression. The blue facial masks. There was a part where they were all gathered around the pool. Okay. And the women had on these blue facial masks. And when I say a blue facial mask, I mean the type that you see in commercials that, supposed to clear your pores, supposed to make your skin glow type shit. All the women were sitting around the pool with this blue facial mask on. And again, I'm going to keep repeating the colors. Okay. The film symbolism is wealthiness, aesthetics, and uniformity. Blue is a royal color. Blue is a color of wealth and prosperity. Blue is, back in the day, blue was royal. Okay. The uniformity of it is that all the women had this mask on. Okay. And that also, the uniformity also goes back to all the women had the same outfit every day. All the men had the same outfit every day. The metaphysical meaning is disassociation, ritual, identity, identity removed under the guise of care. Okay. It's almost like they were wearing a uniform. It's almost like they were wearing uniform masks. The E-Man parallel is public narratives discuss control through normalization. Harm framed as routine, self-care, or no big deal. De-individualization reduces resistance. Okay. Now the blue as a dominant tone. Blue is calm, emotional, and neutrality. If you look up in the sky in the daytime, when it's a nice day, the sky is blue. Water that is supposed to nourish you, it is represented. And water ain't always blue, child, because if you look in the ocean and shit, that shit is brown. But anyway, water is represented as blue. Okay. Water cleanses things. All right. Metaphysical meaning. Emotional freezing, managed disassociation. The E-Man parallel. Descriptions of environments where emotional responses are subtly discouraged. Calmness, expected discomfort minimalized. Okay. Now, part 5. There were symbolic warnings. Okay. Remember I said the cleaning lady. She came up to our main character the first time she saw her and she was happy to see her. She was like, red rabbit, red rabbit. Well, what I didn't tell you before was that this woman, she liked to have different colored animals on her fingernails. Okay, this is how she did her nails. Every time she did her nails, she would have a different animal on her fingernails, right? And the woman, she was just so happy to see her. Red rabbit, red rabbit, red rabbit. But we're gonna come back to the fingernails later. So the film symbolism: corrupted innocence, false god, right? Because there was something about that woman that she wasn't sure what it was, but she's kind of, you know what I mean, dismissed it, like she just thought the woman was crazy. And she kept following this rich man, right? The false guide. The metaphysical meaning is curiosity.
Let's go, Swamp.
What happened?
No,
Oh,
talking about Swamp.
all right, Swamp. Thank you for them cheers, Swamp. The metaphysical meaning is curiosity weaponized. Okay. Again, these were powerful people. They didn't want to mess with them. It wasn't nobody really asking no serious questions, right? Danger disguised as novelty. The there was this perfume there.
Oh, see that was the part I was waiting for you to get into.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
it was this.
yes,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
So it
there
was.
was this. Oh, go ahead.
So it was this damn perfume that they were all wearing or having them put on, and this perfume actually took away their memory. So
Mm-hmm.
they didn't remember the night before any assaults or any rapes or anything that happened, or rapes, I'm sorry, anything that happened to them the night before, they wouldn't remember because of this perfume.
That
Okay, go
brings
ahead.
us back. That brings us back to how that red spot on her dress disappeared, and how that bruise showed up on that girl's arm that she did not remember. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
still, that's even still towards the end of the movie where she starts remembering. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because there's this other drink that she took, which again was green. Okay, green drink. And you remember there that the green was a symbolism of their protection, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nature. That green drink, again, nature, protection, came from the snakes that old lady was offing. Okay. That snake venom was what made them remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The E-Man parallel is public disclosure often highlights how youth, innocence, or opportunity, imaginary, is used to lower defenses. Red equals warning signs ignored. Now you remember I said her friend chose that blue dress, right? She wore the red dress at the party. She ignored every warning sign. She's the one that ignored every warning sign, right? That red lip gloss was in her room, right? There were red flowers that they would give the women to put in their hair every day. The women themselves were warning signs. Okay, Act 6, memory and time disruption, time gaps and confusion. See, now we getting into it, right? Framed recollection. And again, her friend was walking out outside at night. There was a snake crawling in the grass, yellow snake crawling in the green grass, right? That snake bit her friend. So the snake's venom entered her friend. The next morning, her friend was gone, and nobody even remembered her friend being there but her. Now, that night, she drunk some of that green liquid. So she remembered her friend. She's the only one who remembered her friend. She was like, "Where's Jess? Where's Jess?" And everybody was like, "Who the hell is Jess?" Right? But the girl who had the bruise on her arm came knocking on her door, holding up the lighter with Jess's name on it. The yellow lighter with Jess's name on it. And that's when that girl started collaborating with her, because at first she didn't like her because she had a crush on old boy. But when she saw that lighter, she started realizing something wasn't right. Right? So she knocked on the old girl's door. She held up the lighter. She was like, you know, she started realizing something was going on. So again, the best friend was bit by the snake. The venom entered the friend's bloodstream. Okay. She was gone the next day. Matter of fact, they turned her room into a storage room. And that is how everybody remembered that room. They remembered that it was always a storage room. They never remembered just sleeping in that room. They don't even remember her coming to the island. Okay. She drank some of that green liquid. She is the only one who remembers her friend. All right. The metaphysical meaning: trauma, disrupting linear time, protective disassociation. Okay. The trauma, you know how when bad stuff happens to people, they block it out. Their mind blocks it out for them. It's not that they do it on purpose. They don't remember because their mind blocks it out for them. It was too traumatizing for them. And it is a trauma response. Your own brain is protecting you. Protective disassociation. They didn't remember the things that happened to them the night before. Like Sis said, they remembered nothing. Okay. The E-Man parallel is trauma. Physiologically is frequently discussed in relation to delayed recall, fragmented memory, widely accepted clinical framing, not speculation. Okay. Okay, so the psychology is discussed in relation to delayed recall. Later in the movie is when she started remembering everything. Because when old girl came to her with that yellow lighter, they started talking about stuff. And she remembered that snake bit her friend. And she is the only one that drank that green liquid. Okay. And her memory started coming back to her little by little. Okay. You started getting these flashes that at first didn't make sense. But then later on, they devised a plan. And when they devised that plan, that's when everything started making sense. Okay. Fragmented memory, widely accepted clinical framing, not speculation. Okay. Now, the mirrors and reflections. Fractured self-image. There was one part where, okay, because through the whole movie, she had our main character had the scar on her eye, right? So the guy, her crush, the guy who owned the island, he said, "How'd you get that scar on your eye?" She said, "I don't know." She had no idea. She didn't remember. Now, whole time, he knew exactly how she got that scar on her eye, and he was just asking to see if she remembered. All right. There was also another guy there who had a pinky finger missing. And he jokingly said, "Yeah, ask him how he lost his finger." And then the guy looked at him, and then like he looked at him, and you could tell he was like shut the fuck up. But then he quickly, ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? And we're gonna see later on about that. The metaphysical meaning is self-attempting regeneration. Reintegration. Self-attempting reintegration. Okay. Um, what that means is when her memories started coming back, that was herself attempting reintegration. Basically, her memory was putting together the whole picture for her. The things that she forgot, it was all coming back to her. The E-Man parallel is survivors often describe difficulty recalling who they were with what occurred, identity fracture as trauma response. Okay. And if you listen to the people who were affected by the E-Man, okay, uh, you know, they have a lot of memory loss. They don't know exactly what happened, type things, right? So, part 7, blinking is non-verbal truth, and this is where we get into the blink twice motif. Okay, the film symbolism is silent distress signal. The whole thing about blink twice if you're in trouble, because you don't want whoever's harming you to know that you're trying to get help, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, silent distress signal. Okay. The metaphysical meaning is the body is communicating its speech when it is unsafe, when you cannot speak, but you want to get your point across. You want someone to know that you are in danger. You want someone to send help. You're going to do whatever you need to do, even if it's silent. You going to do something and hope that they realize that you are acting a little strange and send help. Okay. Public conversations emphasize nonverbal distress, missed warning signs, signals overlooked by systems of power. Um, I don't know if y'all have ever seen this before, but I was watching a video a few years ago. It said to when you look at somebody, right, or a still picture of somebody, cover up the right side of their face and look at the left side, and then cover up the left side of their face and look at the right side. Look at the two sides individually, and you will see two completely different faces. You'll see the face that they are trying to show you, and you'll see the face that they are trying to hide. Um, the next act is collapse of the illusion. This brings us back to the red. The red returns, blood, danger. Okay. Um, reality breakthrough. The metaphysical meaning, truth reclaiming the body. Now, with that, remember I said they had devised the plan. So the guys were away. Okay. The girls were having a girl day. The guys were on another part of the island. So these two chicks, our main character and the chick that showed up with the yellow lighter, they devised a plan. Okay. Um, they they said, listen, we're gonna I'm gonna be around the women, and the other one, our main character, she's gonna break into the rich guy's house or the rich guy's bungalow or whatever. There was this red chair in there that he never liked the placement of that chair. He kept moving that chair around, right? So this green venom that she was drinking, because their plan started with them serving the green venom to the other women, you know, they brought it out in a glass container. They started mixing it with the women's drinks, and the women were like, hey, what's in this? And they said snake venom. And then the women, they were already so drunk and high, they just started cheering and drinking more, right? So their hopes were that all the women's memories would come back with this snake venom, which they did eventually. Um, Now, while these women were partying, they came up with the code word. When the men came back, the new friend, I'm going to call her the new friend because she's the one that showed up with the lighter that didn't trust her before. She was the one that showed up with the lighter. So the new friend, because I can't remember these people's names, child. The new friend um would yell fat blunt as loud as she could when the men came back. Okay. So our main character, she's in the house, she's looking around, her nose starts bleeding, right? And her red blood drops onto the white marble floor. All right. Um, she keeps going. She's looking around. She finds these pictures in the closet of uh past years of things that have happened at the party. So she's looking around, she finds more things. And as she's looking around, her memory starts coming back to her, like the memories start flooding in, right? And she remembers that the men would R word violate the women at night. That's and I guess they changed her dress, and that's how that red spot disappeared. That's how that woman got that bruise on her arm. And she was very much disgusted by now with her crush because now she realizes that this guy has been doing some horrible shit. She had one very clear memory of him actually giving her to the doctor, the psychiatrist that was at the party, and smacking her across the face, right? Um Now, while she was in there, like she was really just sick. She was just trying to find anything she could. Meanwhile, the men were coming back, right? And the guy, he started going to his bungalow. And so the lady, her new friend, she was like, wait, wait, wait. He turned around, he was like, what? And then she was like, oh, I just wanted you to know that we're just gonna start smoking these fat blunts. She screams it as loud as she can. He's like, okay. And she was like, no, no, no. We're really starting to smoke these fat blunts. Now, meanwhile, the our main character is inside. She got a statue because there was a lock on the closet. She got a statue and she was banging the lock with the statue. So she could not hear her yelling fat blunts. Okay. When he gets almost to the door, she screams it again. Okay, we're just enjoying these fat blunts. That time she heard her. She starts trying to clean everything up, right? She dropped the box of pictures. So she's trying to scramble and put the pictures back in the box. She shoved some of them into her dress. And the guy, he comes in to his bungalow. He steps over the blood. He doesn't step into it. He steps over it. He doesn't even notice it's there, right? He goes into his office. She's not there. He steps out of his office. And then he stops and turns around. And he starts walking back. And he's like, what are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you? And when he says that, she thinks she's caught because she's hiding under his desk, right? But he's really talking about that chair, that damn red chair that he does not like the placement of it anywhere. Okay. Now, meanwhile, she gets out safely. All right. Um, let me go. Let me get back to the notes because I'm veering off. Okay. So now the brown earth, the symbolism, physicality, mortality, the metaphysical ending, meaning is grounding, end of illusion. The E-man parallel is Discussions of aftermath focus on real world consequences, bodies, and lives affected beyond abstract narratives. Okay. So she gets out, and there's another party, yet another dinner party, right? Her and her friend are trying to act as normal as possible. Her friend kind of veers off a little bit, you know, and they get a little suspicious, but she reels it back in. And that perfume, going back to the perfume, he knows the exact scent of that perfume, and he always tells her, "You smell so good," right? So as the friend is veering off and she reels it back in, they're still a little suspicious of her. So our main character creates a diversion. Basically, her crush is talking, she's sitting next to him. She has this fake ass smile plastered on her face, and he goes to touch her hand, and she, as a reflex, she snatches her hand away. And he looks at her like, "You all right?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just want to dance." So she gets up, she starts dancing all seductively. Her new friend, catches on, right? And starts dancing on the table. And what I forgot to tell you was that when she was in his bungalow looking for stuff, all of her memories started flashing back to her. She realized that they offed her best friend that she came there with, because her best friend again got bit by the snake, and she wasn't forgetting what happened. So they had to off her. They had to get rid of her. They offed her right in front of everybody. And she remembered seeing this vividly as her memories were coming back to her. Now, bringing us back to where we are, her and the new friend, they start dancing on the table seductively and everything. And as they're doing that, his assistant is in his bungalow trying to change the position of that chair. And she has this bag of candy. All of a sudden, she drops the candy because she was drinking that snake venom too. All of her memories suddenly came back to her, right? Um, then they go back outside, or I'm sorry, the camera goes back outside to where everybody's still partying and everything. Our main character's crush pulls her aside, and he gets real close to her. He's all up on her. And she's playing her part. And then he sniffs her, and he's like, "You smell different." And then all of a sudden, he hears this screaming. All of the women started getting their memories back at the same time. So the women, the one woman, she got a can't remember if it was a knife or a screwdriver, but she started stabbing the guy that she was there with, right? So as he says, "You smell different," he hears old boy screaming. And he goes, "Run, see what's wrong." And all the women are going off. Like, they are really going after these men to off these men for what they did to them. Okay. Now there are more men than women. The men are stronger than the women. Eventually the women get off, except for the assistant, the main character, and the new friend. Now she goes in the main character goes into the guy's bungalow, thinking she's safe, but the assistant is in there, and she's like, "What made you think I would want to remember this?" And then she tries to off the main character, but the main character ends up offing her in self-defense. um Now they're running, around through the forest and everything. Somehow her and the new friend get separated. She's in the forest. She got away. But as she's crawling on the ground, her hand hits a um a twig,
It's
and you can
Twitch.
hear it in the
Hmm.
forest. So the guy finds her, drags her back to the bungalow. Um, her crush is in there, but the new friend is still outside, and she has a blicky, right?
Oh, hold on, hold on,
So
hold on.
as
You
he's
missed a
in
piece.
there,
Can you hear
she
me?
thinks that he's gonna off her, and he's
Five, can
like,
you
"No,
hear
I'm
me?
not gonna off you. You're my best friend." As they're
Can you
in
hear me,
there,
Five?
more memories start coming back to her, right? And oh, wait a minute, I forgot this part. When she was talking to her friend before, like right before the dinner party, she started looking through the pictures and she saw something. And she was like, she showed it to the friend, right? And she was like, that's impossible. How did that even happen? And she was like, unless I've been here before. And then that's when you see the picture and she's holding up her hand. And like I said, she likes to paint animals on her fingernails. She had red rabbits on her fingernails, which brings us back to when the cleaning lady saw her. She was happy to see her. Red rabbit, red rabbit, red rabbit. She recognized her. But red rabbit was all that that woman could say in English. Okay. So now back to no, I can't hear you. So back to the when they're in the bungalow and the other woman, the new friend, she's running around in the forest. She got the blicky on her. So they another memory starts coming back to her of her being there before the first time. And she's running through the forest this time, but she tripped and her face landed on a rock, which is how she got that scar on her eye. When he asked her, how did you get that scar? And she said, I don't know. And I remember I said he knew because he was the one chasing her when she fell that first time she was there. Right now, the friend is running around in the forest. She gets to the bungalow. This fool starts shooting at the lock on the door. So she's wasting bullets. When she finally gets that door open, she's out of bullets. So now she has to run. So they chase her. They catch her. They drag her into the house, right? And the guy that owns the island, he has this vape pen that he always smokes, right? And let's hold this. Because okay. So the guy, he has this vape pen that he always smokes. So he takes a puff of the vape pen, right? And he has a knife to the new friend's neck. She's on the floor. He has a knife to her neck. And all of a sudden he stops and he drops the knife and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? And one of his friends is laying there, like his face is all busted up because one of the ladies, busted his face up and everything. He's like, what's going on? What's going on? Why is your face like that? What's happening? What's happening? Now, this is the guy that owns the island, right? He forgot everything. In an instant after he took that puff of that vape. And our main character reveals that she had that perfume hidden in her dress the entire time. She filled his vape up with that perfume and he forgot almost as soon as he took that puff. There was another memory that came back to her. The guy with the missing finger, he assaulted her the first time she was there and she bit his finger off. That's how he lost his finger. That's why he looked at him like that, like shut the fuck up, and then tried to play it off. She's the one that bit his finger off. So as she's remembering, as he's forgetting, she reveals that she had that perfume under her dress. Now he remembered enough to know what that perfume is. He was like, "You bitch," and then he fell. And you know what I mean, she got him. She bopped him. She runs, and there was this little miniature, little mini statue on his desk. Now, this little mini statue, what it looked like, I'm not going to say on YouTube, but why is this man having this particular statue on his desk is my question. Y'all gonna have to watch the movie to see what I'm talking about. But anyway, she takes it and she bops him upside the head with it because it's really heavy. Even though it's small, it's heavy. It's solid. And she sets his bungalow on fire. Next thing you see is her dragging a body out of the bungalow, right? Then you see her and her new friend sitting next to each other and they're talking. The new friend's like, "You sure you know what you're doing?" Because it looks like she drug her friend out of there to save her friend, right? Her friend's like, "You sure you know what you're doing?" She was like, "Yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing." And then the camera pans out and you see the man that owns the island passed out in her lap. Okay. The body that she drug out was him. Now, before I get to this next part, I'm going to read this. Power structure revealed, right? Men as a system, not individuals. Those men knew exactly what they were doing. They coincided with each other. They all worked together. The film symbolism, interchangeable authority, and we are going to get to that in a minute. But just remember interchangeable authority. The metaphysical meaning is structural power as antagonists. The E-Man parallel is analysis often stresses networks, enablers, and systems. Focus on structure rather than singular villains. Okay? Now, the next scene, you see the guy at another gala, another party, right? And he just is friendly. He has no idea what happened, right? He don't remember nothing. He's just his normal charming self at this party, right? So the psychiatrist comes up to him and, says something to him. And that lip gloss she found out when her memories started coming back, that was actually her lip gloss. They put her in that same room she was in before. And the lip gloss had fell, it got all messed up, and that's why it was all messed up in her drawer. But anyway, coming back to the party. She's sitting there, but you don't see her face. You see the back of her head. Right? And she says something, and the psychiatrist is like, he was like, well, he was talking to the guy that owns the island. He was like, "Yeah, well, you're going to have to ask my wife." And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't, it's nice to meet you." She turns around and the guy, the psychiatrist, because you remember when her memories came back, the psychiatrist was the one that was actually assaulting her. His face looked like he saw a ghost. And she was like, "Oh, no, we've met already." You know what I mean? He got the hell out of there the fastest. Now, when the guy sat down to eat, he's fumbling with his food. She's like, "Eat your steak, dear." And, he's eating his food. He's not remembering a damn thing. She is now the CEO of his company. Okay. And she owns everything. Laughter, casualty, and cruelty. The film's symbolism is emotional detachment.
Can you hear me?
She is so broken that she has no feeling, which is how she was able to marry
5.
the man that put her through all of that trauma. Okay. She is keeping him in the dark, which brings us back to um, interchangeable authority. At first, she was the victim, and now she is the authoritarian. She is the one who is in charge. She is keeping him. She's keeping that lick, that perfume in his vape. Okay, she's keeping her little snake venom. She remembers everything. He remembers nothing.
Five, can you hear
He
me?
is in love with her.
Yeah, tell Five that she can't hear me.
He does not remember that
God
he is
damn
the
it.
monster that he is. He has no clue. Okay.
I'm about to drop down and come back.
Metaphysical
Tell her I'll
meaning,
be back.
moral disassociation. This woman, she started out with morals. She lost them all. Because how do you marry the man that assaulted you like that? How do you marry the man that essentially, like, literally brought you back to be assaulted again like that? Wiped your memory. Her morals are gone at this point. And you can tell her morals are gone because at the very end of the movie, she stares into the camera with these cold eyes and this evil, sinister smile on her face. And then the camera backs away and fades out, right? The E-Man parallel is the discussions describe normalization of harm with elite circles. Group reinforcement suppresses empathy. Okay. Now, the last act, the aftermath. No clean resolution. All right. This guy, the other people are deceased. Okay.
Can you hear
The
me, Five?
cleaning lady, when she was outside and she saw that
What is
bungalow,
going on?
she was clapping and shit. Okay. Um, that was the only clean part of the resolution. Everybody else was going off. They got rid of the
Hello,
body.
Five.
There's the same thing that he was
Yeah,
doing to her. She's now
she
doing
still
to
can't hear
him,
me.
and the cycle continues. Just in a different way. Now he's playing by her rules. The film symbolism is survival without closure. That woman, again, she's doing to him what he did to her. She is not healing, baby. She is getting her revenge. You hear me? The metaphysical meaning, trauma integrates, it doesn't vanish. That woman, she's still traumatized, but she is handling her trauma in a very vicious way. Okay. The E-Man parallel is ongoing public conversations emphasize incomplete justice, long-term physiological impact, systems outlasting exposure. Okay. Now you can this film kind of reflects patterns discussed in public reporting. In my opinion, I'm going to say in my own personal opinion, okay, this film is loosely based on those E-Man files, okay? The symbolism mirrors well-documented power abuse dynamics. The people who are speaking forward or who have come forward to speak rather, they are reporting basically the things that you saw in this movie. This is a thematic analyst, not a factual claim. Again, this is loosely based on what happened. Okay, they took the victim statements, they took what people are saying, the rumors, and they made a movie. Okay. This film, it's not about one island. It's about how the powers behave when unobserved. Luxury doesn't cause harm, it conceals it.
Five.
Silence is not consent, it is often survival. The body remembers what systems try to erase. That is the end of the breakdown portion. And I need some water. Sis, you there?
Five. I don't drop down. I don't know how many goddamn times now.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Hold on. Can y'all hear Pretty Chocolate?
They can hear me. You can't.
Well, maybe I need to refresh, child. Hold on. Let me refresh.
Okay.
Or wait a minute. Let me see.
I'm just up here just talking. Can't even say nothing. I can hear her. She just can't hear me. So what was y'all thoughts on the movie? She's gonna drop the link when she comes back. It just shocked me at the ending of the movie when she actually realized that she had been there before numerous times. Like it wasn't just like it just happened at one time. This had happened numerous times. So it was just crazy to me. It's period, y'all. I don't know what the hell be going on. Thank you, Mom, for the cheers. But every time I go live, we got an audio problem, and I'm trying to figure out why we always got an audio problem. We either running late or it's an audio problem. One of the goddamn two. Sick of it. We at 5. Okay. Let me drop the link. Hold on. I go on my other phone. Drop it for y'all. But everybody can hear me good, right? Hold on, y'all. Got y'all.
All right, I think I got it now. Shout out to my.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank God. Jesus. You know what was going on? Steady trying to say something? God damn.
All right. And you know what? I wasn't even really looking at the screen. I glanced over at the chat occasionally, but I was looking at them notes. Shout out to mine again for them cheers.
Hey, 5, drop the link in the chat and I'll pin it up.
Okay. And
yeah, Mad Dog, definitely go watch the movie. I think it's a movie, like, I feel like I should have watched it twice. I always have to watch movies like 2 or 3 times to really, get the whole gist, because you always can miss something. So I think I definitely missed some things. So it's definitely a movie that I'm going to go back and watch again for sure. That's like a movie you got to have, like, some silence for. Like, you don't want no distractions.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me grab it and pin it up.
And we pin it over here. Your Twitch.
Dang it. Hold on, y'all.
On mine.
Hey, Lynn. Thank you for joining in.
All right, so it should be pinned in all 3 pages now.
Yeah, y'all just hit the link, because I'm trying to pin it, and yeah, it ain't working.
You got to do it through the YouTube chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And when I press on it, it's trying to take me somewhere else. It's trying to actually take me to the StreamYard instead of.
Oh no! If you're on a phone, right? Press and click on it, or if click and press on it, or if you're on a computer, then hover over it and click the 3 dots.
Yeah, it ain't working. So y'all just hit the link. You know what I'm saying? That's dropped down. We just gonna have to keep on dropping. Because tonight the phones are not my friends.
Miles, if you are watching on YouTube, please grab that StreamYard link and continue to drop it. It is already pinned on both Twitches. Okay.
Audio.
All right. So what did you think?
You talking to me?
Yes.
You said what did I what?
Of the movie as a whole, what did you think?
Oh, I was saying it before you had came back up here that it was just crazy to me that like at the ending part that they had been there to the place numerous of times. It was just crazy to me that that's not the first time it happened, and that they were erasing their memories that much that they really didn't remember who they didn't remember nothing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just crazy to me. It's definitely a must-see movie. It's definitely a movie that you have to watch on repeat, so you know what the heck is going on for sure.
Yes, it's one of them that I've only seen it once, but it's one of them that seems to me that the more you watch it, the more you're going to see. And even my first time watching it, I was going and looking shit up because shit just kind of popped into, like, shit was hitting me in the face as I was watching it. So I was going to look it up. So I know I got to go rewatch it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure. It's definitely a movie you want to see a couple times. We're not gonna do it this live, but we definitely gonna hit up on Auntie Annie Bellum. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
So that movie you definitely need to go watch, so that when we do review it, everybody know what we're talking about, so everybody can keep up. Hey, Bless. Hey, everybody strolling up in here. Lynn Ford. Thank y'all for coming to support the channel. Nakia, I see all of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. Yeah,
all right.
Let's do that. So if we could do that, so we can have everybody go over to the Twitch, please.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Let me get your Twitch link and drop it. And then I'm going to play a song. And by the time that song is done, we're going to be on Twitch.
We should be over there on Spaced Out to Twitch.
Yes. And because I told my dear brother Callie Cuz I would play his song, I'm going to play it. And that is the song that we are going to play to get over to Twitch, goddammit. I can English. I promise I can.
Let's go.
Hey, you go grind, nigga, quick, nigga, shine, nigga, rich, nigga, brown, and some fence. Shit, that's how I gotta be. He say he high as he can get. Shit, I'm trying to concentrate. 40 make him levitate. I ain't make no graduation, but for small time. Brought back enough to tear the Mars down. That white girl look like we just tore the walls down. Don't get me hyped up. I feel like I could wipe them all down. Take a bitch and turn the price up. I bring it all out. You buying bottles? Well, it's a condom sitting on my hand. Fuck models. And it's a house sitting around my neck. It's the voice. Don't touch her, bust her down and get her wet. I get nervous. This bitch gon' get to spinning like a fan.
Pressure make a pipe bust, but pressure make diamonds. Keep a single file to the bread. Punchlining, metaphors flying over their head. Zip lining. Every time I come around your city, I'm big timing. Don't let these niggas get you caught up with hook. Fish lining. Put that blunt down and pick up a book. Mental grinding. Before we laying back on the track, the bars reclining. It's okay to think what you thought, but never mind what you heard. I flew the coupe to California with a trunk full of birds. Intellectual project nigga, ghetto nerd. Put it on pops, I've been on the block from Decatur to Pine and Third. You think I ain't about that business? That's ridiculously absurd. I sacrificed my life for one of my kids, and that's my word. Sliding through your city like I'm trying to steal third. You niggas is way offline, just Google me if you ain't heard. I got like that, gon' want like
that, gon' keep it like that forever. So I break a mistake, I'ma never know faking, you know, and I keep to the level. To the G, to the out, to the D, man, you know he dwells in me. I break a mistake, I'ma never know faking, you know, and they always pleasing me. To the T, to the out, to the P, man, you know he toes on top. I break a mistake, I'ma never know faking, you know, and they always carry their Glock. 17 shots, keeping that shit on my block. You know I'm sweeping that, sweeping your block. See, I won't like that, gon' keep it like that forever, like that forever. So I break a mistake, I'ma never know faking, you know, and I keep to the level. To the G, to the out, to the D, man, you know he dwells in me. I break a mistake, I'ma never know faking, you know, and they always bees in me. To the T, to the out, to the P, man, you know I do is on top. I break a mistake, I'ma never know faking, you know, and they always carry their Glock. 17 shots, I'm sweeping your motherfucking block. Block with my Glock with a capital fucking G. See a nigga like me, you nigga like T, you know I got my flow. See a nigga like me, you know I to the F, to the L, to the O. When I get that sheep on go, man, you know I put my
You wanna know about my life, nigga, listen to this. I was shot twice on the streets, taking a risk. Bullets went through me, so I never went to the hospital. Drinking heavy, smoking ports, cold as an icicle. But 30 days later, I was back on the block. Got a screwdriver, stole a car, making a knot. Now I'm bouncing down 7 Mile, cranking my shit. In the tag, we go, bitch, niggas having a fit. I can't forget about the time when I was pushing the weight. Up on Linwood, so good, damn, it was great. When I step up in the Zodiac and yell the wood, to be exact, me and Pat, man, that shit felt good. Rocking Jordans and Jabos, being loved by hoes. Till I ran across a free, straight open my nose. Met her at the Outcast, just shaking that ass. She used to dance at the Key, so she had some cash. I spent 9 months with her, so I can't forget her. She was hot as a barrel, so I pulled the trigger. I don't do relationships, cause I like the fuck. And all that baby mama drama, fool, I skipped the nut. And all that yelling in my face, I'ma whoop that ass. Y'all know what I mean?
Y'all right.